Present recommendations for gun control to the president next week. Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky is a member of the House Democratic Gun Violence Task Force. She joins us tonight to talk more about the problem across the country and right here in Illinois. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I have to say that just today, a shooting at a California high school. They found a gun at a school here in Chicago. Albeit terrible, but we're hearing about shootings for a long time. We've been hearing about it. But why did it take this massive, horrible shooting in a suburban area when it's been going on in urban areas for so long in Connecticut to make a difference?
I think the crystallization that happened with 20 little children being shot, with a weapon that could just wipe out these kids in less than a minute, somehow grab the emotions and the attention of the American people. And truly, there has been this incredible sea change since that happened. In the debate, the focus on the National Rifle Association, the discussion about serious gun violence prevention.
At every level of government, we're seeing a debate going on right now.
That's true.
Would it be easier or better to streamline it? Or, how, with all these irons in the fire, is anything going to get done?
Oh, I think so. I think there are a number of things that are different. One is the White House is seriously engaged in this. We've seen Joe Biden's going to be reporting on Tuesday officially, but we know it's going to deal with background checks, and gun owners are involved. People who, law enforcement is certainly involved, and that's true in Chicago, but sheriffs and police across the country. NRA members actually agree that there ought to be background checks. So now that we're specifically,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what specifically will this task force do that you're involved in?
Well, this is in the House of Representatives. It's led by someone who is a sportsman and a hunter, Mike Thompson from California, to help not only coalesce members of Congress, but to help mobilize people out in the country in support of legislation.
But we know that people who want guns get guns, regardless. How's this going to make a difference?
Actually, background checks, do you know that 40% of the guns that are purchased, the purchaser does not have a background check? They go beyond the licensed gun dealer and go to gun shows or to private owners in order to get those weapons. And you tell me, who really needs a weapon that has a magazine, an assault magazine, that can shoot more than 10 bullets at a time? You don't need that.
But getting back to our urban areas, folks who are shooting kids down in the urban areas or even in the suburban areas, they're getting guns regardless, whether there's a gun check or a background check or whatever. They know how to get them illegally.
Well, I do believe, and so do mayors against illegal guns, believe that if we had these background checks, if we enforced the laws that are on the books, if we outlawed these assault weapons and these assault magazines, that we actually would reduce crime. It's not. There is no, excuse the expression, a silver bullet.
Right.
But there are a number of things that can be done that will absolutely lower the numbers of deaths from gun violence.
It's probably hard for you to say this, but how long before we see results in some type of legislation?
Well, we could do it in a few minutes if there were a consensus. And our hope is that there are going to be enough people in districts around the country, including in the West and in the South and in more Republican districts, that are going to have a reasonable attitude and contact their legislatures. Right. We have PTAs involved now, and teachers all over the country. The NRA said, let's put more guns in school. That is a very unpopular idea.
Yeah, you've got a lot to force. They're a force to be reckoned with right now, the NRA.
The NRA lost 99% of the elections that they were involved in, and I think some people are giving more scrutiny. Is the NRA really the tough guy on the block, or are they more of a paper tiger?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much,
Congresswoman
Jan Schakowsky. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, you're going to stay around a little bit because I understand you're going to be on politics tonight, and that's at 6 o'clock on CLTV. Streaming live.